Ah, man. It's been a minute.
Tell me about it. It has been.
Anyways, hey everybody, we're back. We're back, everybody. Woo! Play the Mario ending music right now. But yes, we're back in business. I'm Britton.
I'm Jacob.
And today, we are coming back in style, doing a movie called Ant-Man. Because Jacob's like, yo, you want to do Ant-Man? I was like, fuck it, why not? I really, well, yeah, we're talking about Ant-Man today. Yeah, so we're talking about Ant-Man today, aka, man, wouldn't this movie have been better if Edgar Wright had gotten to make it, as was originally gonna happen? But,
agree on that.
But the movie we got is not terrible, though there are some stuff that I just don't like, which we'll get into. Which I'm sure Jacob will love. But Jacob, how have you been, man? It's been a minute, you know, we're back in business. How have you been?
Now I'm very good. I'm in a good place in my life right now. Definitely needed this break just to work on myself more. But I'm doing a lot better now.
Yeah, no, the reason we left, I'll admit, I was starting to kind of get burned out a little bit. So, I'm like, yeah, let's take a break. Well, we tried to record some videos. They didn't pan out. And then I got really mad, so I'm like, screw this. I'm going to take a break for a while. And then now we're back. It's March. I'm 22 now. So, yeah. Well, we're both 22. We haven't made a video since, we haven't had an episode since December. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, last December.
Yeah, no, some of it was bad luck, and some of it was just we got burned out on doing it for a little bit. Not that we don't enjoy doing it, but as you can imagine, sitting around and doing these podcasts can take a lot out of you, you know?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We tried to make a video, as you said, but didn't work out, so.
Yeah, no, my computer was getting old, and yeah, no. But I have a new one now, so hopefully it'll work out. Fingers crossed, baby. Oh, sorry, what were you saying, Jacob?
Oh, I said, let's hope.
But yeah, we're talking about Ant-Man today, which is, I'll just spoil my thoughts real quick. This is probably one of the most meh of the MCU movies, you know, before Phase 4 happened.
Yeah.
I will say I do like Paul Rudd. I like Michael Douglas. I like Evangeline Lilly, despite her fucking awful haircut that she has every movie. And, I enjoy Scott's friends. And the villain? Well, we'll get into that. Because I have some thoughts. Which I'm sure Jacob will just love hearing me go off about.
Oh, yes. I can't wait.
I remember when I first saw this film. It was actually with our mutual friend Cameron. And my dad and I went to see it together. And we took him along. And we saw it, and we were like, oh yeah, that's fine, you know. Not one of the best MCU films, but it's fine. Like, even, like, the lesser MCU films have things to like about it, I think.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of Ant-Man, Jacob?
It's a solid film. Like, I appreciate the smaller scale story. I love Paul Rudd in the film. He just brings out his, his usual Paul Rudd charm. I like Michael Douglas. Evangeline Lilly's good. I love him and his daughter Cassie Lane's relationship a lot.
I do too.
The action's fun. The effects are pretty good. Overall it's a solid film, but this as Britton will always say, I will die on this hill. Edgar Wright should have directed it.
You will not hear a disagreement from me. Yes, if Edgar Wright had directed this, I'm not gonna say it would have been a masterpiece, because you know you never know with movies, but I think it would have been a lot better than the movie we got. That's all I'll say.
It would have been more unique, and he would have brought something especially because it's Edgar Wright.
Oh, most definitely. And yeah, I mean, I would have loved to see his kinetic energy in the MCU, but alas, it was not meant to be.
Yeah, what could have been.
But yeah, so Ant-Man. I'll admit I didn't rewatch this movie for the video. I'm just kind of going off my memory and also Wikipedia for how useful that is. Did you rewatch it, Jacob?
I did.
Oh, you did.
In preparation for Quantumania.
Oh, so this was like a month ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to admit, Ant-Man is probably some of the best films of the MCU, and it sucks too because you can do a lot of creative stuff with Ant-Man's powers. But I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, yeah, no, that's pretty much my blurb thoughts on this movie are not the worst thing I've ever seen. That would be Thor: The Dark World. And Fan Four Stick. Fan Four Stick's way worse than.
Don't ever bring that shit up ever.
Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, but anyway, no, one of my this isn't my least favorite MCU movie. That would be Thor: The Dark World. I will die on that hill. And it's not one of my favorites either. It's just kind of there. It's like that kid at the birthday party who the kids don't really want to hang out with, and he has lice in his hair. That's Ant-Man.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like on the rounds of Doctor Strange.
Oh god.
In regards to being just meh. It's just there.
Yeah, no. Won't embarrass itself, isn't gonna blow anybody away, it's just kind of there. And, one of my favorite films of all time? Definitely not, but, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's just there. But yeah, not terrible. It's just meh.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much what I think. It's just it's a meh film. Not really much to say else about it.
The only thing I will say, Edgar Wright should have directed it.
Yeah, exactly. I know. It's just like, God, this would have been so much. There's scenes in this where I'm like, gosh, this would have been so much better if like Edgar Wright directed this. It feels like a rip-off of an Edgar Wright movie.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Like, if you watch like the movie, it's kind of like, this looks like someone who watched a bunch of Edgar Wright movies and then tried to do his own take on it, and it's like not as good.
No. If you would have gotten Edgar Wright on, it would have been way better. Marvel.
Yeah, and they did, but I guess they had disagreements, and Edgar Wright had to leave. The old term creative, the old term creative differences comes to mind.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, let's actually get in to the beginning of this movie.
Okay.
Alright. So, we begin in the 80s. We begin with an older Peggy Carter, this other guy, the one senator guy in Captain America, the Winter Soldier, who went, "Hail Hydra." And some other people I think Howard Stark's there.
Oh yeah, he is.
And Hank Pym, played by Michael Douglas. I'll admit I was kind of surprised that it wasn't Hank Pym who they used for the movie, but they do let it make sense as the movie goes along that why it's not Hank.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, so they're hanging out, they're talking about stuff because that's what you do when you're a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. One of the guys is like, "Hey, Hank, I know you got some of that I know you got this technology where you can turn yourself small. We'd like to use it. And Hank doesn't like that at all. Punches the dude in the face and then drops, in my opinion, my favorite line in the whole movie, "I'll show you the meaning of ferocity." Indeed. Fun stuff. And then basically goes, and then basically he just leaves. Yeah, he's done with S.H.I.E.L.D. He doesn't want anything to do with it, and he's just, Then years later, it turns out that his daughter, Hope, played by Evangeline Lilly of Lost fame, and his protege, Darren, who will not be spoken of. They take over the company from him. And that's basically the setup for the movie. Darren. Anyway. Jacob, I'll let you take it from here. What happens next? It has to do with Scott, so just in case if your memory's hazy.
Yeah, I do remember how we're first introduced to Scott Lang. So we're introduced to Scott Lang, and he's in prison. So we know that he is kind of a lowlife and a thief, and he's fighting with some people. It's like, who can punch harder or something like that.
Yeah.
Then we realize he was fucking around, and the guy's like, "I'm gonna miss you, Scott. I'm gonna miss you too, Peach."
Yeah.
He's released from prison.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I will admit I do like that. And he's picked up by Michael Pena's character. I can't remember his fucking name, but yeah.
Luis. Yeah.
Luis, yes. Played by Michael Pena.
I'll admit, he is pretty funny. He's like, yo, man, how you doing? He's like, oh, yeah, man, my pops died. He's like, oh, shit, man, I'm sorry. And my girlfriend left me, too. But I still got this van. And he's like...
I'll admit, Luis is one of my favorite parts of the Ant-Man films.
Yeah. He wasn't even in Quantumania. He was just like, oh, well. Oh, well.
Kind of sucked, I wish. But, hey, he was funny in the first two Ant-Man films. And honestly, like the comedic relief, other than Paul Rudd.
So yeah, so he basically lets him live with, so Luis decides to be a homie and decides to let, Scott live with him, and, their Russian friend, played by David, I always get his name wrong, David Dastmalchian? Dastmalchian. I am sorry if I got your name wrong. Who plays his Russian friend, Kurt. And then, T.I. is in this movie. For some reason.
Who knows?
He's just one of the guys, I guess, and he's Dave. So.
Hey, I'm T.I. I'm in this movie for whatever reason.
Yeah, he doesn't even really do much. He's just kind of like, oh yeah, I'm T.I. What's up? I just kind of shrugged. Kurt's pretty funny. Especially in the second one, he's pretty funny. And well, yeah, Luis is pretty funny, though. Again, there's some stuff in there I'm like, that's a bit Edgar Wright of you. But I digress. I also like the scene, there's a lot of good comedy in this movie, I'll admit, where Scott Lang is like, hey, I'm like, I got a degree in engineering. I'm sure I'll find something. He's working at a Baskin Robbins. He's like, oh, yeah, he's like, oh. And some guy's like asking him for ice cream. He's like, yo, can I have a burger? And he's all like, we don't sell that here. It's like, oh, okay. And he just kind of goes off.
It's an ice cream place. We don't have hot foods like that. Only whatever's hot and fresh.
This ain't a Brahms.
No. Idiot. Well, to be honest, we would all be Scott in that regard.
And poor Scott, he's trying to be nice to the guy. I will admit, I do like Scott that he's not just like an ass. He really does care about his daughter, and he just had made some bad choices. Well...
Oh, yeah, that's all.
Well, I mean, it's understandable why he did it. Like, apparently the company was corrupt and he wanted to, like, screw with them. But, you know, still, made some bad choices. And, of course, we get to meet his little girl, Cassidy. Or not Cassidy. Cassie is her name. Cassidy's my cousin's name. And, of course, we get the old drama that comes from being a divorcee parent. Luckily, I've never had to deal with this. But his ex-wife, Maggie, and her husband, Paxton, they do the old routine where they're like, well, you're a criminal, and you're not going near Cassie until you get a job.
No, if you were to me, you'd be arrested.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, I just got out of jail. I did my time.
Hey, good to see you, too.
Yeah, no, it's like, look, I get being wary because the guy just got out of prison, but, like, come on.
Talking about laying it on thick.
Yeah, no, laying it on thick, just, like, they're just, like, bitching him out, and she's all like, bitch, I've been in prison for, like, 6 years. What do you want me to do?
Oh, he wasn't invited, but he came anyway. Yo, yeah, it's my daughter's birthday. Dick.
It's just, oh my gosh. And, yeah, no, it's like, yeah, they're just laying it on him. I'm like, really? Like, we're doing this now. Okay. And, well, wait, doesn't he really say that you should be in jail, or, like, you should be like, I'd arrest you myself, or something like that?
He said the exact same thing. He's like, if it were up to me, you'd be arrested. You're back up on child support.
Back up on child support? I'd be like, dude, I've been in jail for, like, couple years, man. Like, what do you want me to do? I would have done it.
He said the exact same thing.
Yeah, I know.
Like, and then Scott's like, well, it's good to see you too, whatever your name is.
Yeah, no, his name's Paxton, and he's like he's pretty much like, he's nicer in the second movie, but in this movie, he's basically like the most generic new guy. Doesn't like the old guy for whatever reason, even though the chick ain't into him anymore. Like, it's so obvious, like, they're not into each other anymore, and he's still, like, territorial. It's ridiculous. But, you know. And Scott's just, like, just shrugs, and he's trying to be there, and his daughter just loves him, and, fun time, you know?
Yeah. What a great welcome back. Thanks,
yeah,
guys.
I know. It's one of those, like, really awkward scenes that I don't like, when they're just, like, they're trying to be, like, nice to him, and he, like, shows up at the house. It's like, you know, Mrs. Doubtfire, when Robin Williams is, like, throwing that party. It's basically like that scene. It's just,
yeah, pretty much.
It's like he's trying to be cool, but it just comes off as cringy and weird.
Very. Yeah, that's what this scene is pretty much is.
Yeah, it's basically, it's the party scene from Mrs. Doubtfire. That's what it is.
Except more generic.
Oh yeah, by the way, Darren is making a new suit, a new shrinking suit, which he calls Yellow Jacket.
Britain loves that.
Yes, we'll get to that, but we'll get to that. I'm not gonna don't get me started yet, Jacob. Don't get me started yet.
I'm trying not to.
So on the meanwhile, he can't hold down a job. He's kind of at his ropes. So, of course, he's getting right back into the thieving game. Because, you know, he's good at it and all. And they're like, hey, man, we got this tip on this house. You should go rob it. And he's all like, I don't really want to. But then he's at Baskin Robbins. He gets, like, stuff spilled on him. And he's like, alright, I think this'll... Desperate times call for desperate measures. So anyway, he ends up breaking in, goes to the house, which is this, like, big mansion, and then, he finds a suit. And I like how he's just like, what is this? It's like a suit. I'm like, oh, Interesting. He initially thinks it's like an old motorcycle suit, and then he takes it home.
Then he realizes, oh, this is something else.
I see what you did there. So then he goes home and, like, tries it out, and he's like, oh, yeah, this is really cool. And then he shrinks himself, and he just starts freaking out. He's like, oh my god, what is this? What is this? And, yeah, no. And then he gets, the size of an insect. He becomes utterly horrified by the experience and decides to, return the suit to the house. You know, like a smart person would do. And he gets out, and you would expect he gets arrested on the way out, and then like, alright, he's going back to jail. But don't worry, because Hank Pym, now played by an old Michael Douglas, he was younger earlier, but now he's old. He comes over and he's like, hey, you and me, I think I got a job for you. He's like, really? I had to... He's like, I told that idiot friend of yours, Luis, and then we get this, like, montage of Luis, explaining things, which that's one of those scenes I'm like, man, you know what this scene would have been improved by, Jacob?
Edgar Wright.
Exactly. Same brainwave, man. Though, yeah, no. Yeah, it's basically, they're basically trying to be Edgar Wright without being Edgar Wright, and it just, again, it just doesn't work as well. But the scene's, you know, funny enough on its own, so it's fine.
Yeah, should have gotten Edgar Wright, actually, the real Edgar Wright, to make it feel more Edgar Wright-y.
So anyways, so Pym ends up visiting Lang in jail. He says, hey, I got a job for you. Here's the suit. Get out of here. And he's like, oh, okay. Breaks out, and then Pym explains to Lang what he's doing. On the meanwhile, so basically, Hope is now in on it because Darren has, what are you doing? What's that crinkling noise? Oh. So Hope becomes in on it, played by Evangeline Lilly, with her terrible hairstyle, I have to say. Why? Why does she look like Irina Spalko? It's not sexy at all. Her hair looks fine in part 2. And then in Quantumania, she made it bad again. Like, what? Come on. Anyway. So Hope is joining her dad on his crusade to, he wants Scott to steal the potential Yellow Jacket suit that Darren is trying to steal. Not steal, he's trying to make it. And you know he's evil because he ended up, shrinking a sheep into, like, this goo. So...
Yum, yum.
I am really tempted right now, Jacob. I'm gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. I'll let you take it from here. So what is Hope? Why is Hope there? What are they doing?
Hope's there. Don't remember exactly, but Hank wanted Scott Lang because he was impressed that he broke into a place, stole the inmate suit. They broke back in again to return it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, this guy's our next Ant-Man. And also, it's like, you want to do better for your daughter. And then later on, it's like, yeah, there are a couple of funny things. He asked Scott for sugar. Then Paul asked, like, how can you control the ants? Oh yeah, with the whatever it is.
Oh yeah, he has like a little earpiece that he uses to control the ants. I don't think that's possible, but you know, it's fictional. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's a comic book movie, so.
we believe that a guy can swing on a rope and not like snap and die on the way out. So this isn't completely like a realist movie, okay, guys?
No, not all comic movies are, but yes. And Paul Rudd being Paul Rudd with his funny chart, constantly raises his hand to ask questions, but Hank is like, you don't need to raise your hand.
He's like,
Scott's like, who are you? Who is she? Where am I at? Can I go back to jail now? He's like, I don't know who the hell you guys are. I don't know what the hell happened when I put on that suit, but I do not want to be involved in this. Then Hank convinces him. Then Paul buys into it. He's like, oh, okay, my days of breaking into places and stealing shit is done. What do I need to do? Then Hank says, I want you to break into a place and steal some shit.
yep, pretty much. You have to steal Darren's yellow jacket suit, and he's a bad guy. Yeah, he's trying to pervert my life's work. So, yeah, let's do it. He then tells, so they end up training Lang, this moment where Hope's like, alright, you know how to punch? He's like, yeah, of course. And then she just fucking knocks him on his ass.
That's how you punch.
Yeah, no. It's like, He's like, yeah, I know how to punch. Like, come on. And she just knocks him out. And, then, Hank is, chilling. He teaches him about how to control the ants. He befriends one. I think he calls it Anthony, if I remember right.
Anthony, yeah.
Oh, Anthony. Yeah, funny. Yeah, no. He also tells him, hey, so me and my wife used to do this a while back. You see, don't overload the suit regulator, because if you do, you might go into the quantum realm, which is like this subatomic world thing. It's explained more in the other two movies, but if you do that, you'll be lost forever. You can't go back. And Scott's like, all right, cool. So they end up sending him to go steal a device that'll aid their heist from the Avengers hideout, and that's where he runs into our baby boy, Papa Doc, aka the Falcon.
Yeah.
It's actually one of my favorite parts of the movie. I enjoy it. What do you think of this scene? Jacob?
That's actually one of my favorite parts of the movie. When Scott's like, okay, he can't see me. Then Falcon's like, I can see you. Oh, he can see me.
Oh. Yeah, I like the creativity of it, because he shrinks and like basically messes up his suit, and he's like, oh, dang it,
Mm-hmm. It also shows how skilled Scott Lang is, that he can defeat Falcon on his first mission. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I guess the MCU just likes clowning on Falcon for some reason.
I know, poor Falcon.
Yeah, no.
Captain America now, but yeah.
Yeah, he gets his moment. No worry. But yeah, he fights Sam Wilson, and he ends up disabling him and steals the stuff. I like how Sam Wilson's like, okay, I think this guy might be useful in the future, but we'll get to that. Yeah, I like how Scott, when he first meets him, he's like, hey, man, big fan. Just near the bar something.
Then Stan's like, who are you? I'm Ant-Man. He's like, Ant-Man?
Yeah, I like how he's just like, okay, this is starting to get a little too ridiculous, and I'm called Falcon. Like, come on. Ant-Man? He's like, yeah.
We have an Ant-Man and a Spider-Man. What else?
Oh, I wonder if they'll get a Wasp.
Wink, wink.
That's called foreshadowing. Anyway, So, yeah, Janet disappeared during a Soviet thing they did. Some mission. And they begin to conduct the heist. Now, I guess this is the part of the movie where I have to bring up my less favorite part of this film. I'm not gonna lie, Jacob. This guy might have to be the worst MCU villain that I have ever seen.
I've been waiting for this moment.
Like, you know, at least with the Dark World, you can just say it was lazy writing, or, you know, with Mads Mikkelsen's, whoever the hell that guy was, in Doctor Strange. Okay, we know that the MCU struggles a lot with its villains, okay? This man is the worst. I hate him. I hate him. Oh, God. Okay, so I've called him Darren because that's his name, and I'm not calling him by his superhero name because he doesn't even deserve it. It's not even that he's badly written, which he is. He's just stupid. I hate Darren. I hate Darren so much. He's so bad. He's so bad. Okay. Alright. So, Darren ends up perfecting the Yellow Jacket, which is what he's calling his Ant-Man-like suit. And, you know, he tells Hope, he thinks Hope's on his side, he's like, yo, we're gonna do this, we're gonna shove it in your dad's face, it's gonna be beautiful. And she's like, yeah, not really a fan, but you know what, I'm in on it. Okay. This is where it gets really... Okay. So, Hope is, like, sabotaging something, and she walks out, there he is, just standing there, and he asks her how his suit looks. Are you kidding me? This guy, this man, Darren, is supposed to be a super genius like Hank was. And this... Oh, God. This buffoon, this moron, has the audacity. You know, he's not like, what are you doing in there? What are you... What are you doing in there? No, how does my suit look? And you might think, Britton, you're sounding irrational right now. Well, maybe I am, but I hate this. I hate this character. I hate this. His suit's cool, and that's the only thing that's neat about him. He's not even badly written. He's just a smug prick, and I hate him. He's such an oblivious moron to everything. That's why I hate him. It's not even that he's lazily written. He's just stupid. I hate Darren. I hate him. God. I remember, I was sitting through the movie, Jacob, and he's like, I almost shouted out loud, "Are you kidding me?" in the movie theater. Like, that's how bad this was. I'm like... Jacob, you have any thoughts on Darren?
You pretty much just put it quite beautifully. But yeah, he kills Lance without feeling a shred of guilt. Wow.
No, it's not even that. He's just an idiot. Like, really? You didn't think, maybe she might be, like, sabotaging something. Oh, well, keep an eye on her or something. No! He asks how his suit is. How conceited do you have to be? Seriously. God. No wonder he was MODOK. Spoilers. I hate this character. Worst MCU villain of all time.
And that's a hill you'll die on.
Yep. Oh, but what about the Dark Elves? Oh, what about him? What about him? Not as bad as this. Because at least in the Dark World, it's just lazy. This is just obnoxious. I mean, I hate Darren. I hate Darren so much. He's so bad. He's so bad. I hate him. And Corey Stoll's a good actor, too. Like, I forgot to mention, Corey Stoll plays him. And he's not a bad actor at all. He's great in House of Cards, and I don't even remember. I can't even think of other movies he's been in right now. I just remember his House of Cards role. He was really good in that. And here he is now, asking how his suit looks to this lady who was in a place she wasn't supposed to be in. God, I hate this guy so much. I hate him. I just... And not in a way like, oh, yes, he was a great character, but I hated him. It's because of the great acting. No, I hate him because of the bad writing and how much of a moron he is. That's why I hate him.
Oh, this was lovely.
But yeah, no, Jacob knows very well that I hate Darren with a dying passion. Undying, I should say.
And this is the reason why I was like, hey, let's do Ant-Man. Just hear you vent about yellow.
Just to hear me unload. Yeah, no.
And for another reason,
yeah,
too.
I bet Carlton's gonna watch this later and just be like, he's not even the worst villain. Yeah, he is. Okay? Yeah, he is, Carlton. I will die on that hill. He is the worst villain of the MCU. I'm sorry. Just, he is. I hate him. He's just...
Carlton might say something like, Taika Waititi's the worst MCU villain.
Oh my god. Yeah, well, yeah, I won't get into that, but... But, no, I hate Darren. He's so stupid. Just... It's not even that he's badly... Again, it's not even that he's badly written. He's just stupid. Am I crazy for thinking this, Jacob?
No.
It's just...
Not even a little.
I hate him. I hate him. He's just a bad character. And he gets all... the movie tries to get us to feel sorry for him later when he asks Hank, oh, why didn't you trust me? And then he goes, because I saw too much of myself. It's straight out of an anime. It's straight out of an anime.
Yep.
I hate this. I hate Darren so much. I refuse to call him by his supervillain name. Maybe I'll call him MODOK in the next review, but I'm not. Ugh, I hate this guy. I hate him.
Ooey.
What?
No, I said ooey.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I hate Darren. He's just... Again, I have nothing against Corey Stoll. He is a very talented actor, and he has been in some really good stuff. I am just not a fan of this character. I blame it entirely on the writing.
He would have been more compelling if Edgar Wright directed it.
Maybe. Or at least he would have been entertaining. He would have been entertaining at least. Like, ugh! God, I hate that. I'm afraid I might have a nervous breakdown, so I'll try and not, So I'll try and not get too much more into this. But I hate this character. I hate the writing for it. And I hate that they try to get us to feel kind of sorry for him. It's stupid. I hate him. I hate him so much. Just, oh yeah, he comes in later with his Hydra goons. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sell this to the Hydra guys. It's like, shut up, you bastard. Ugh. I'm gonna smack you. I should bend you over and spank your ass, because you've been naughty. Naughty boy. Been a bad boy. Hate this dude. Yeah, put that in the out of context. We're gonna make like a compilation of some of our moments out of context, and they'll use that line.
Compilation of Britton's rants about stuff.
Oh man, no, it's. But you know, Jacob, I've been ranting about it for 10 minutes. What do you think about Darren? Do you have thoughts? Do you have thoughts? You can balance me out.
Yeah. Sorry, Britton, but I can say that not the. Well, this is a thing I'll agree with Ty on if we can convince him for Ant-Man the Wasp. But yeah, he's terrible. One of the worst MCU villains. Corey Stoll, I first discovered him on this series called The Strain. Very good, by the way. And he is a good actor, but the writing for him, terrible.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have gotten Edgar Wright to at least be a writer, he would have been entertaining. But no. He's got this oblivious, cocky bastard.
Oh my god. Especially when the Hydra guys come in, and he's like, "Oh yeah, these are my Hydra guys. They're here to check out the suit." Shut up. Just stop. Just stop for a moment. And then later he's all like, "Oh yes, just a part of my plan. I knew they were spying on me." Really? I doubt it. Because you were asking about your suit earlier. You conceited prick. I hate this man.
Yeah. He's terrible.
God, even his redemption arc was bad. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So they end up capturing Scott, him and the Hydra guys, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna sell this to Hydra. Yeah." And you're like, oh, God. And then Lang breaks free. They beat up all the Hydra guys, and then they shrink the building. So, okay. So then, Darren gets the Yellow Jacket suit and attacks Lang. And then Lang gets arrested. And Cross ends up taking his Darren ends up taking Cassie hostage. But yeah, then we get to the final fight of the movie. Jacob, what do you think of this?
I will say, as much as I enjoyed the action sequences, it's very clear that they pretty much stole the action sequences from Edgar Wright, because they feel very Edgar Wright.
Yeah, I'd agree. Though I do like how he gets the train towards him, and it's like the toy train just.
Oh yeah, I like this final fight. I think it's creative, but I think all the creativity they just stole from Edgar Wright.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, he is credited as one of the writers on the movie, so we'll see.
Should have directed, but anyway.
But no, but you know, so Darren, does his whole supervillain, I will take over the world, and me and Hydra, we're gonna just shrink everybody. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. I don't even remember what his evil plan was, because I hate this character, and I don't want to know anything about him. And I'm gonna kill your daughter, cause rah. I hate this character.
Cause I'm evil.
Cause
I'll capture your daughter.
Yeah, I'm evil. Yeah, no, it's just like God. I do like how he shrinks and then makes the other stuff big, like the Thomas the Train, and they're just throwing it out. But then Scott decides he's going to go subatomic. And he ends up sabotaging Darren's suit and sends him into the quantum realm. Scott also goes in the quantum realm, but he does manage to reverse the effects and manage to get back to our world.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do like when his daughter hugs him, That's pretty sweet. I actually like most of the stuff with him and his daughter.
Literally, it's like probably my favorite part of the movie is Scott and Cassie's relationship.
Same.
Because you can feel, you can tell that they genuinely love each other, and Scott cares for Cassie. To quote Thomas Hayden Church from Spider-Man 3, I'm not a bad person, I just have bad luck. Pretty much with Scott.
Pretty much, yeah. And, I love his little relationship with his daughter. She's like, "Oh, Dad!" And he's like, "Cassie," and he hugs him, and he's in the Ant-Man suit. So, you know. And then Darren does his whole, "Oh, how sweet!" Oh! God, I hate him. Anyway. So, Paxton ends up finding out that Scott saved Cassie and shrunk Darren. And he's like, "Hey, Scott, that was a pretty cool thing that you did. You know what? I want to let you off the hook." Cause of course he does. And then Scott tells him about his experience getting out of the quantum realm, and Pym wonders if his wife is alive as well. Wink, wink. And later on, Lang ends up meeting up with Luis, and we get another very Edgar Wright-like montage explaining how Sam Wilson is looking for him, aka the Falcon. And Hope Spalko and Scott get together. So, you know. Yeah, I know. It's like, yay. I do like how Hank goes, "You're full of shit, Scott," and he's like, "Yeah, I know." So yeah, he ends up meeting up with Luis, and Luis tells him that the Falcon is looking for him, and that's the end of Ant-Man.
Yeah, meh.
That's really all else I can feel for this movie.
It's one of those movies, yeah.
It's not the Winter Soldier. It's not Infinity War. It's not Endgame. It's not the original Avengers. It's not like Black Panther. It's just there. You know?
Yeah. That's all this movie is.
But no. So then we get a mid...
Edgar Wright, it would have been better.
So then we get a mid-credit scene where Pym and Hope, who I guess they're friendly again, he shows her a new waft suit, and he's like, "Here, have it. Because you're my daughter and I trust you," even though you kind of stabbed me in the back for that jerk-off Darren earlier. And then,
daughter, so here's a new suit.
So on the meanwhile, Steve Rogers and the Falcon have Bucky in their custody. They're unable to talk with Tony because of the Accords. Wink, wink. Wilson says he knows somebody who could help. Foreshadowing. So, yeah. I'll be right back real quick. Jacob, you can give, like, your thoughts on the movie while I'm...
Alright. Yeah, and that's Ant-Man. As I said, I appreciate the smaller scale story. The action sequences, even though they straight up stole from Edgar Wright, they were creative and fun. I love Paul Rudd. He's easily my favorite part of the Ant-Man films in general. Overall performances are good, but it's just there. It's not one of the greatest MCU films, but not one of the worst. It's not Love and Thunder or Dark World or Captain Marvel in regards to just being bad, but it's not like No Way Home or Endgame or the first Avengers or Winter Soldier. Like it's in the same category as Doctor Strange. It's just meh. That's about it.
Yep. Pretty much. Sorry, I'm back. Yeah, this movie is just kind of there. Would have been better if Edgar Wright made it, but that's not the world we end up living in.
Nope. The world I wish we lived in, but, yeah.
Hopefully there might be a multiverse in our real world. Maybe we can go see the Edgar Wright movie there. But, you know.
Hashtag release the right cut.
Hashtag release the right cut. Oh, jeez. Yeah, no, that'll get anywhere. But, man, yeah, that's Ant-Man. And, yeah, no, it's kind of shorter than our usual movie recaps because there's not really much to talk about. It's pretty bare bones.
Yeah, there wasn't much to talk about. It was as short as I expected it.
Unless you want to hear me rant about Darren some more, which, you know.
Oh, yeah, I would enjoy it.
God. The less said about him, the better. I'll put it that way. But yeah, a lot's been going on these last couple months. What have you been doing? What have you been seeing? You playing anything? Doing anything?
I've been playing a lot of stuff. I've watched a lot of stuff. I did watch the Last of Us series.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I don't know if I'm gonna check it out because I like the game too much. But you know, it looks fine. Also, Pedro Pascal really loves the badass guy with kids stories. This is like the third one he's been in. It's ridiculous.
Yep. First him and Grogu, and now him and Ellie at Last of Us.
Yeah. No. I have a buddy who just bitched about most of it because he's like, it's just like the game, but it's not as good. And I'm like, yeah, it's all right. You know. Maybe we can get him on here. He's a good guy. He's got some interesting opinions. Maybe one day.
More people on here.
Yeah, Jason, we'll get you on, buddy. Yeah, no. I saw John Wick 4 last night.
I'm about to see it tonight.
As I mentioned to some friends of mine, I think the John Wick films has some of the greatest world building I've seen in film in a while. So, but I'll save that for when we get to the John Wick reviews, which I'm hoping we can do some this year. If we can get around to it, we already got a guest spot going for that for when that comes around.
Oh yes, we do.
Because
I'll be looking forward to.
Let us see. I'll admit, Jacob, I've been kind of bad with watching movies this year. Like, I saw Cocaine Bear and Creed 3 and, like, John Wick 4, and that's about it. Like, I've just been really bad with keeping up with movies recently.
Yeah, I saw Quantumania.
Oh, yeah, I also saw Quantumania. Which we'll talk about 2 weeks from now, probably.
Yeah, I'll save my thoughts for that one.
Mm-hmm.
What else did I see? Oh yeah, as I said, I'm gonna see John Wick 4 tonight. Looking forward to that one. I was binge watching the first 3 in preparation. Still kick-ass films, and the most consistent action series, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I also saw Outsourced for Class. I would not recommend it. It was pretty stupid. And Cocaine Bear, which, you know, it was the exact type of movie I was expecting for a film called Cocaine Bear. That's all I'll say about it. Did you see Cocaine Bear?
No, I still need to. I also still need to see Creed 3.
Creed 3 was pretty good. I liked it. I thought it was a solid movie.
I've heard that it was like a straight-up anime.
Oh no, it literally is a live-action anime. Like, it's literally a live-action anime, but I like it. It's fun. It's good old fun.
Yeah, because I know Michael B. Jordan's a huge anime fan, so makes sense.
Let's see. The new season of The Legend of Vox Machina came out, which I saw and loved. Not as great as the first season, but I really enjoyed it. Sadly, Lance Reddick died, not too long ago. That was very sad.
Rest in peace.
He's in a lot of stuff. He was in the John Wick movies. He was in Destiny, which fucking sucks, but he was good in it. He was also in The Wire, which is a great show. He's been in a bunch of stuff. And it was very saddened to hear about his loss.
Indeed.
And sadly, it wasn't even like drugs or anything. It was just like, nope, just died of natural causes.
Rest in peace, Lance.
R.I.P. Indeed. Yeah, which makes it. You know what? I won't say because John Wick 4. I'll let you watch John Wick 4, and see that. I haven't really been watching a lot of MCU stuff. The last one I saw was Quantumania, and well, I'll save that for when we get to that because we're doing an Ant-Man series basically. God, what else have I seen? I saw Tulsa King.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Which started out okay, and then it just got really stupid, really fast.
Yeah, it did.
It's funny, my cousin worked on that show. He works at Prairie Surf Media in our town, or not our town. I live in Oklahoma City. He lives in Broken Arrow. But it was a good movie. It was okay, and then it like just got stupid.
But it was nice to recognize some of the places. I was like, hey, there's downtown. Oh, there's that area.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, hell yeah, I know where that is.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. I did start playing South Park: The Stick of Truth, but I haven't really gotten too far in it. And Tyke's been bullying me because he played it again and beat it. And he's like, oh yeah, how come you haven't gotten that far? I'm like, yeah, I've been busy. I'm telling you, man, college takes a lot out of your time. Like,
Mm-hmm. Which, yeah, funny enough, yeah. Reason I chose the Ant-Man, just to hopefully get Ty on for the next movie. I know how much he hates that one.
Yeah, no, I'm sure we'll get a lot of mileage out of him hating on Ant-Man 2, because that movie was also just meh.
So yeah, I just wanted him to unload on it, and hopefully he'll agree. If he doesn't, I'll trick him in some way.
I'm sure he would agree. If not, we can say, ooh, we're gonna watch Whiplash. He's like, oh, really? And then we'll sucker him in the last minute.
Teague, I'm sorry. We're talking about Ant-Man the Wasp, not
like,
Whiplash.
He's gonna be like, oh, fuck, you guys suck. No, I bet he'll agree. He's usually happy to come and bash movies.
So yay, and it's entertaining to hear him bash on movies.
Yeah, no. Let's see. I have a ton of I did get some movies for my birthday, though. I got Get Carter, and I got Clute, which are some old noir films from the 70s, which I'm hoping to see. I also saw Violent Night, which, if you haven't seen that movie, it's a lot of fun. It's quite fun. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, it looked like it would be a lot of fun.
And I also saw Glass Onion, which, not as great as the first Knives Out, but it's still a very solid sequel with a lot of fun twists and turns.
I've watched that film, like, 6 times now.
Oh, wow. That... You been playing any games, at least?
Have I? I replayed Batman Arkham City on the remastered PS4.
Oh, yeah, you know, I'll tell you a game I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the Fallen Order sequel, which is coming out in like a month now. It's crazy.
Oh, yes.
I'm hoping it's on PS4, because, man, I really want to play that game.
No, it's a PS5 exclusive.
Wait, hold on, let me check. No! I have to get a PS5. No!
Don't worry, I got a PS5 already.
Damn you! Ah! No! Why? breaking my heart. No.
I'll be playing it as soon as it's released.
I did play God of War Ragnarok, which was fantastic.
Another masterpiece.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Dude.
First God of War was a masterpiece, then we got another masterpiece.
Yeah. So, movie we're covering next week, it's Ant-Man and the Wasp, huh? That's what we've decided on?
And hopefully to get Tygon.
Yeah, I hope so. You have any updates or anything you want to share? Because, you know, we're back for a new year, and we have been discussing doing some new things. Hopefully getting some new people on. Would you like to share,
yes.
Jacob?
Very little changes that I asked Britton, and he was fine with it. But yeah, there are a few new people that I do want to bring on. A few of other people to bring, hopefully bring back on. Some of my friends, Norman, Tyson, and Jordan, who have recently been guests on here. Hope to bring them back on. Also got some new guests I would like to bring back on. And also we're changing something up a little bit. Confirmed it with Britton. Asked him and he's like, oh, okay, yeah. We'll only do 2 videos a month so that we don't get burnt out.
Indeed. And so, yes, in 2 weeks we will be putting out, or 2 weeks from now we'll be putting out the, we'll probably record it next week and I'll put it out, you know, or I don't know when we'll do it, but yeah, we're doing it every 2 weeks now instead of every week because, you know, we got burned out. And, yeah, no. Not that it wasn't fun to do, but again, like I said, it takes a lot out of you.
Indeed.
I might bring my friend Jason on because he has a lot of fun opinions on movies, but Jacob, you'd have to get a Discord first.
Oh, alright.
So, get a Discord in sometime in the near future, and then maybe we can talk.
Oh, D-doke.
But, yeah, Ant-Man. It's a movie. We're going to be talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp next week.
And fingers crossed to get Tygon.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I'm just, I'm hoping everything will go well. But yeah, no, it's good to be back. I'm happy, you know?
Oh, yes. I'm happy to be back. I was like, I miss Brit and Jake.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, me too, man. Let's do this. But, yeah, I guess that's it. I've been Britton.
And I've been Jacob.
And we do it for the love of the movies.
Yes, we do.
Alright, take care, everyone.
Later.